What's up guys, it's Austin, and this is part 2 of my Traveling to Japan series. If you haven't seen part 1, definitely check it out for days 1 through 3. This video consists of days 4 through 6 of my trip, where I continue exploring Kyoto and also explore Osaka and Nara for the first time. We started the day relatively early, waking up at around 6:30 a.m. to get ready to head over to the Arashiyama bamboo forest before too many people got there. Having the train station next to our hotel made getting to the bamboo forest fairly easy. We took the train from our hotel before walking the rest of the way to the bamboo forest, which is free to enter and open 24 hours. When we arrived at around 7:40 a.m., the crowds were low, but quickly grew over the next hour. The scenery was nice. We ended up spotting a pond at the end of the main walk from where we found some nearby steps that looked to be the start of a trail. We went up to look, and a short 5 to 10 minute uphill walk later, we found a view of a river and some buildings which looked nice. From there, we turned back and headed out of the forest. Eventually, we spotted the Tenryuji temple, which was near the entrance to the forest and was closed when we had walked by earlier, but was now open. We decided to enter the temple area, which did have an entrance fee of about 500 yen. The scenery was nice, there were restrooms if needed, but there really wasn't much to do there. So after walking around for a little bit and taking some pictures, we headed out. There were students visiting the temple. This is something to be aware of, as some places we visited later in the trip became very crowded from the amount of not only tourists, but students visiting the various places in Kyoto. After exiting the temple, we walked down the street to get some food and drinks. I got a drink from one of the vending machines, which are scattered all throughout the country and are super convenient and easy to use. I will put up an image of some food options and prices at one of the places we ate at in the area, so that you can get an idea of the cost. Once we ate, we crossed a nearby bridge to go to the monkey park. The monkey park costs 600 yen for adults and 300 yen for those 4 to 15 years of age. What we didn't know was that you have to hike up to the monkey park. It was about a mile in length with a decent amount of elevation gain. The hike is covered by trees, but it was still very hot because it was July. Once at the top, there is an awesome view of the surrounding area and lots of monkeys running around. For us, it was unfortunately gloomy out, but luckily it didn't start pouring rain. After taking pictures outside, we went into the building also located at the top, where you can buy food to feed the monkeys, which was very fun to do. Some of the monkeys were pretty aggressive and would even try to steal the other monkeys' food. After spending a little while at the monkey park, we headed back down the trail and hung out in the surrounding area before heading back to our hotel to decide what else we wanted to do and where we wanted to eat. We ended up deciding on going to Kyoto Station because the train station's scale and modernness compared to Tokyo Station had impressed us in the short amount of time we were there when we first arrived in Kyoto. We found a revolving sushi restaurant, which we ate at, and which was of course very good. After eating, we walked around the upper floors of the train station, and on one of the upper floors we found a cool glowing set of stairs, which led to a rooftop view.
Whispered promises straight to my heart. I'd never noticed, but you were never there, you were never there. Hey, you gave me roses, set me apart. All I feel was bliss, but you were never there, you were never there. I want us to be what we used to be this night. Baby, just another fight, but you don't wanna see me cry. There is no way that it's never going there. I think it better and I swear I'll follow you no matter where. Think it better and I swear.
The next day, we had a bit of a late start arriving at the Shishimi Inari Shrine, where the torii gates are located. The area was already packed with tourists and students when we arrived at 9 a.m. We hiked through the torii gates for a while, hoping to reach an area with less tourists. The torii gates were cool to walk through and take pictures of, and they seemed to be never ending.
Faded in this dark and smoky room, with your face reflecting bright green, brights and blues. You know I kinda want to disappear with you, but Don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just like I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna fuck this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I'll fire in my heart, yeah.
Eventually, we turned back and looked through some of the nearby shops before taking a train to Nishiki Market for lunch. The Nishiki Market had lots of food options to choose from. We picked up some food from various places before sitting down to eat. After eating, we walked around some more and found a Snoopy shop and cafe called Snoopy Chaya, which of course had a bunch of really cute Snoopy merchandise. It also had a bunch of drinks and sweets, which weren't all great but weren't bad either. After that, we went back to Sanenzaka Street and entered the Kiyomizu-dera temple area, which cost 400 yen to enter. We then walked around the grounds looking at the different temples.
If I could, if I could, you don't like, 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 you don't like. If I could, you don't like, you don't like. If I could, you don't like, you don't like. If I could, you don't like, you don't like. You don't like, you don't like. If I could, you don't like, 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 you don't like. I think in the middle, you don't like, 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 you don't like. I think in the
After admiring all the temples, we exited the grounds and looked in all the different shops that had been closed the previous day when we had arrived in Sanenzaka and Ninenzaka. After that, we headed out and over to Kyoto Station, where we took the JR line to Osaka Station and the Midosuji line to Namba Station, from where we then walked over to Dotonbori. The train rides and walk took about an hour 15 minutes. As we exited the train station, we walked past lots of shops and entered the famous Dotonbori area in Osaka, which was extremely crowded. Overall, the area had a fun, loud, party-like vibe and felt like the complete opposite of Kyoto's chill, calm, relaxed vibe.
Standing in the cold, cold rain, I don't even feel the pain. Anything to step away, I know we could both do better. Wish you would've left me here, now I'm just controlled by fear. What's the point in our reflection, if you never look in the mirror?
We ate kebabs at one of the restaurants there, which were pretty good. We also looked at a McDonald's menu to see what was different. And though we didn't try anything, we found quite a few interesting options that are not available in the United States. We left Dotonbori at around 10:15 p.m. and got back to the hotel just before midnight. We got up at around 9:30 a.m. the next day. After getting ready, we walked over to the train station, then 2 train rides, and about 51 minutes later, we arrived in Nara. Then a short walk from the train station later, we arrived at Nara Park. We quickly spotted lots of deer all over the sidewalks and in the grassy park. We bought some deer crackers from one of the street vendors for about 200 yen. Once the deer spotted that we had food, they started following us around, sometimes aggressively, trying to grab the crackers. Once we got away from the aggressive ones, we would hold up a cracker to catch the attention of one of the deer. We would then bow to the deer and wait for the deer to bow back before giving them the cracker. Most of the deer were pretty chill, and it was fun getting them to bow back. We then walked back towards the train station, where we looked through a couple of shops before eating at a McDonald's. We were curious as to if anything would taste different. Unfortunately, most of the unique food options are only served from certain times, so the only unique to Japan things we got to try were the drinks, which were decent, but overall, everything tasted pretty much the same as in the US. After we ate, we took the train, which took us directly to Osaka. We only spent a little bit of time walking around before taking a taxi to a small local restaurant called Ikiyareta Noodle Fish Dons. The food was decent or great, depending on your tastes. However, there are so many great places to eat all throughout Japan, so I recommend that you do some exploring and find a local non-touristy place to eat at least once during your trip. Anyways, after eating, we found and took a taxi back to Dotonbori, and typically it's pretty easy to find a taxi wherever you might be in major cities, especially around train stations. At Dotonbori, we didn't do much except walk around. We thought about riding the boat, which goes through the canal, but it was sold out for the night. So if you want to do that, be sure to arrive early to buy a ticket.
I got lost at night, under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find, under the stars up in the sky. I got lost at night, under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find, under the stars up in the sky.
Once we were ready to leave, we found that some pathways were closed, so we got a little lost exiting. So we took a taxi to Osaka Umeda Station.
But we're getting older, baby, it's you and I. Yeah, we're stars in the sky. Oh, yeah, we're stars in the sky.
After taking some time to look at the city buildings, we got on the JR train, which took us back to Kyoto Station in about 30 minutes, and then we caught the final train of the night at around 10:40 p.m. from Kyoto Station to Umekoji Kyotonishi Station, which is the station next to our hotel, which was only about a 10-minute ride away from Kyoto Station. That's the end of part 2 in my Traveling to Japan series. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe for more, and in the next video, part 3 will consist of days 7 through 8, where I go to Nagashima Spa Land and Mitsui Outlet Park. Thanks for watching. Peace.